Hi, everybody, and welcome to Ask Bellco. I'm your host, Jack Wefso, and here on Ask Bellco, we answer your burning questions about banking, finance, mortgages, and we answer those questions that you submit to us through social media with the hashtag AskBellco. And joining me today is Jamie Slavin. He's the mortgage sales manager from Bellco Credit Union. How you doing?
Doing well, thanks, Jack.
We're going to talk a lot today about rent versus buy. We're going to talk about different kinds of mortgages, but I'm going to start kind of more simple.
Sure.
Rent or buy, is now a good time to be coming to Denver?
Yeah, you know, it seems like the secret's out. So many people are moving here from other places, and it's due to lifestyle and our fit nature.
Well, we're one of the healthiest states in the country, am I right?
Yeah, top 5.
That's
top
right.
5.
Yeah, exactly.
So what we see is for those who are coming here, and it's really about a long-term play and stability and putting down roots, it's a great time to buy.
Long-term roots is kind of where home buyers come in, right? Is there anything to be found in renting?
Well, you know, one of the alarming statistics that we've seen recently here in Denver in our local economy is rents have risen 41% in the last 5 years.
41%. And that's not nationally, that's locally here in Denver.
Our local economy.
Wow, I mean, it seems like with a number like that, it would, it would lead you more towards buying. Are we seeing the same kind of rises in housing prices over the same amount of time, or?
We do, and really specifically, the most competitive sales price is really between $250 and $350, $375, and that's that first-time home buyer demographic. So they're finding that oftentimes they're either in a bidding war or they may be priced out by an investor from somewhere else.
Right. So previously we mentioned first-time home buyers, and I have some friends who are recently married, and they're trying to purchase their first home, and they're pre-approved, and they keep getting outbid, or hidden costs come up that they're not sure about. What's going on there? You know, they're pre-approved. What's the deal?
So first, let's talk about kind of pre-approved and bidding wars and things like that. So what we're finding is in a price point from $250 to $375, that is the most competitive price bracket there is.
Okay.
That's predominantly first-time home buyers. There's some investors that are in there, and you've got historically low interest rates. Well, one big factor that's playing into this that some publications are starting to talk about more and more, but we really want to get the word out, is supply. So a healthy home market has around 6 months worth of homes on the market or supply.
Wow.
Denver has 1.2 months.
So like 1/6 of what it actually needs. That doesn't, I mean, it sounds like that really decreases your chances on each specific home of being the one that actually gets it. I mean, more competition for lower supply, right?
Yeah, sellers can be very, very choosy about which offers that they'd like to select. You know, we call it kind of the offer acceptance hierarchy. And really what we see sellers really drive towards today is they'll take that cash transaction first.
Makes sense, money talks.
Quick and easy, doesn't require an appraisal. They'll take a loan with a down payment greater than 20% next.
Okay.
A loan with less than a 20% down payment after that. And then lastly, a government transaction.
Okay, last would be a government loan, which actually brings me to my next question. This is for me, and this is one of those things where I start to get real confused. So we might have to take a minute, and that's okay, right, to get through this, because I want to understand this. What really is the difference between a government loan versus a standard home loan?
So Fannie and Freddie comprise the conventional loan market. The other two most popular types of loans that are considered government loans are FHA and VA.
Okay.
Really the main distinction is going to be more of a relaxed credit standard and generally a lower down payment requirement.
Okay. So a government loan might be for first-time home buyers, right? And for people who are looking to buy but maybe aren't looking to buy a mansion, right? And they just kind of might need a little extra assistance.
Or maybe they've got down payment is a little bit of an issue, so they're getting a gift either from a relative or potentially from a municipality like Chaffa. Maybe you've heard of that one before.
I'm working my way through it here. You mentioned Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Now those are government-sponsored enterprises. So how is that not a government loan?
So think back to the crash of 2008. Fannie and Freddie were standing on their own as solvent businesses, but as roughly 40% of homeowners experienced either potentially a short sale or a credit event associated with the downturn, Fannie and Freddie became insolvent. And so they were bailed out, much like some of the other big companies that were bailed out during that time. The main difference is the body who oversees them. So currently it's in a government conservatorship, whereas FHA and VA, that goes up through housing and urban development.
So a lot of it is just that oversight is a little bit different between the two loans. You mentioned 2008 briefly, so I'm just going to ask. That was kind of the year that we all see as where the bubble burst. Has the market recovered from that?
Yeah. So as of this last March, we're actually seeing we're just north of homeownership trends and things that were prevalent in 2008. So we're back.
All right. I got one more question that I want to ask you, and this is one that has come through our social media a lot. If I'm a first-time home buyer, is Bellco the right place for me?
We would love the opportunity to just sit down and educate our members and talk through what the best financial decision might be. And that could end up being that it's time for a home purchase or not. We view that how we serve the communities that we work and live in, as well as our membership, is really our biggest charter.
So you might have somebody who comes in for a meeting. They really want to buy a house. You kind of look over the finances and how everything's going to look, and maybe it's not the right time to buy a house, and Bellco's okay with that.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we want to make a difference in our members' lives so that they can make the best choices, so that they can live and flourish.
Well, and I think that's probably the thing that you want to feel most as a home buyer, is the empowerment that you're making the right decision, and that the people who are helping you do that are on your side.
Yeah, we want to be an advocate for our members.
That's wonderful. That's going to do it for us here at Ask Bellco. But be sure to tune in next month when we start taking questions from millennials. We all know that we're supposed to start saving, but when you live paycheck to paycheck, how do you get started? And with interest rates climbing, what are some of the smarter ways to save money? We'll see you then.